Okay. Okay, everybody, welcome to this live edition of Over My Shoulder. We've got one person on Zoom and probably a couple of people here at Worthing. It's a nice sunny day here, so lots of people have gone out. But for those who are here, please do stop me and ask questions if there's anything I say that's not clear. And I'd like feedback as to whether I'm explaining too much or not enough. I know Malcolm, who's on Zoom, normally would go through this at faster speed because I explain too much for him, but it's not aimed at people like Malcolm, really, who are good. So here we are on board one, and as I say, do interrupt me and ask any questions. All right, so we've got a 14-point hand with 5-5 in the majors, and when you've got 2 5-card suits, you open the higher one. So we're going to start with 1 spade. It's much the same in the robot system. The robots bid 2 spades, which is, we can see, just the same as it would be in ACOL, except it actually goes up slightly stronger, up to 10 points, and 3 plus spades. Might only have 3 spades. So this is quite a good hand. We haven't got so many losers, maybe only 1 in diamonds, 1 in clubs. We could have some more in trumps, we could have some in hearts. So if partner is up at the top of their range and has something in hearts, we might well make game. Probably if I were playing pairs, I might well, in an event, I might well pass this out, but the robot doesn't defend terribly well. And as I say, if they have something in hearts and they are close to a maximum, we might make 4 spades. So I'm going, I think, to this bid here says, this would get this, or it treats that as forcing, not as a game try. Right. Forcing to 3. This one is forcing to, right. So I'm not, what I was hoping was that the robot would treat 3 hearts as a long suit game try, and which says, can you help me in hearts? If so, bid game. But it doesn't do that. So I'm going to settle for just playing in a part score because there's too big a risk of having 4 losers. Having done that, I'll probably find out there are only 3 and I'll get a bad score. I'm going to pass this.
I played this one already.
Right.
Played it this morning.
Right.
I went back to sleep. So can I just ask, Paul, did you not bid hearts there then?
No, I didn't bid hearts. I just hovered over it to show what it would mean. And so I'm quite pleased that I haven't. But they have led a spade, which should solve my problem about finding the queen of spades. But they are going to reduce Dummy's ability to rough hearts.
They've only got 6 points.
Yes. So they probably wouldn't have accepted a game invitation. And the low doubleton, if you make a long suit game try, then, well, a low tripleton is the worst thing you can have in support. All right. So we're going to let this run round so we can pick up the queen, and we'll see what we can do in hearts. And at some point when we're in dummy, we'll probably try a diamond finesse if we can't persuade the robots to play diamonds. So 9, yeah, the queen's almost certainly on my right, but they're not going to play it. So the 9's gone, 6 is there, so the 8 is the one that's missing above the 7 besides the queen. I want to have hearts in dummy, although I run a slight risk that if there's a singleton heart somewhere I'm going to get my ace roughed. It's better to play a low heart at this point. They'll probably play a spade again. And they are playing another spade, which I'm going to let rough out. The reason, right, so now I can win this one with the jack. And you'll see that they both followed to 2 rounds of spades. So they've only got 1 spade left. Remember, we had 5 spades in our hand, 3 of the dummy, that's 8. They had 5, and they've split 3-2 because they've each shown up with 2. So one of them's got the queen somewhere, probably east. But because I ducked the heart first, now, even though I've won in dummy, I hopefully can get back to my hand with the ace of hearts and play a heart and ruff with the ace of spades, so I won't get over ruffed. And when I've ruffed with the ace of spades, I can try the diamond finesse. So as long as this stands up, king appears. Right, we'd rather hope that east's got king, queen of hearts, and the queen of hearts appears when I do this. So, the queen of hearts, so the hearts are 3-3, so my hearts are going to be set up now. So my 2 hearts are winners. Remember, I had 5 hearts, dummy had 2, that's 7, so they had 6. And they follow to 3 rounds, so they don't have any more hearts. They do still have 1 spade out, the queen of spades, but while I'm in dummy, that's the last time I'm going to be in dummy. I don't think this is going to work because east would have had an awful lot of points if it was working, but might as well try it. I don't suppose this is getting roughed. No, right. So now I can draw the queen of spades, and I've got 2 spades and 2 hearts are all winners, but they're not going to throw away their ace, king, queen of clubs. So I'm going to lose the last trick. So I can just claim to make 4 out of the last 5 tricks, which means I would have made game. But I've still got 75% for making that number of tricks.
I got 50%.
Yes, so 140 would have been 3%. So yeah, lots of people went off in 4 spades. So you have to take advantage. The robots were always going to try and stop me roughing hearts, but the crucial thing is if by ducking the first heart, I kept the communications going. But I did take the risk that my ace of hearts would have been roughed. Just a reminder, ask any questions if you want at any point. So we're coming up now. We've got 4-4, 4-1, 15-point hand. And in ACOL, these are horrible to bid, but in the robot system of 5-card majors and better minor, they don't have a problem. They open one of their minor suits. And I prefer to open the weaker of them. Basically, the one that I don't open the suit that I would like them to lead. So I'd like them to lead clubs if I end up playing a contract. So I'm going to open a diamond, but there's not much in it between clubs and diamonds. As expected, partner bids a spade, which is great. Now the difficulty is that 1 no trump by the robot on the robot system now means 12 to 14, and I've got a reasonably nice 15. I've got 2 10s, but playing the robot system, it's 2 clubs would be I think shows only 4-4 in the minors. Right. So at the robot, I can now bid 2 clubs and it will be 4-4. The question is, would I like to lie and say that I've only got 14 points? I am a bit strong and the robot's quite likely to pass. Whereas if I bid 2 clubs, it's not forcing. I don't really want to play in clubs. I do want to play in no trumps. So I'm going to lie about the strength of my hand. So it's still not perfect 4-4-4-1 hands. It would be perfect if I had 12 to 14. They could, I could rebid 1 no trump without lying, and that will make it much better. So in ACOL, it's the 12 to 14-point ones when you're 4-4-4-1. That's difficult. In 5-card major system, with a strong no trump, it's the 15 to 17 ones, 4-4-4-1s that are difficult. So I'm going to lie I'm very strong for this, but it's only if the robot's got about 10 points it's going to go wrong. So I'm bidding 1 no trump, and the robot's bidding 3 spades, which is not forcing. 6 plus spades, 12 total points. So they don't have 12 high card points necessarily. They count points for singletons and extra cards. So this is going to be some difficulty going between the hands. And obviously it's tempting to bid 3 no trumps here, but the robot may not have much outside of spades, maybe short of entries. And I've got aces and kings that are good cards in suit contracts. So I think I'm going to play in the 6-1 fit. I'm going to game, obviously, because I'm better than I said I was. So probably turn out that the robot's got 6 bad spades and some aces and queens, some queens outside that make no trumps better, but I'm going to bid full spades. It's not certain that's the best contract, but if the robot's mainly got spades, there's going to be shortage of entries to the robot's hand.
I would have bid 3 no trump, so let's see who.
Let's see what turns out better. All right. So now, so it looks as though 3 no trumps would have been all right because the spades hopefully will run. If the spades are 4-1, then actually 4 spades is likely to be better. Right. So remember, it's this south hand here that the opponents can see. This is the dummy down the bottom, and the hand up at the top is the one that's hidden. So if we look at this hand, we haven't got any club losers. We've got 1 heart loser. We might well have a spade loser. We might not. And we could have 3 diamond losers. The ace of diamonds might be right. What I'm going to try and do is to set up an extra heart trick to throw a diamond away before they cash the diamond. So I'm going to take, as soon as I can, take a heart finesse and then another heart finesse. All right, so I'm obviously going to win this diamond here. This is the dummy, so it doesn't matter which card I play. The opponents will see what I'm playing. I'm going to play a round of spades to get to my hand. Trying to think, is there any risk in playing another round of spades? Not really, apart from not knowing what I want to throw from dummy, because it's still possible that I might get an extra club trick or an extra diamond trick.
They both played high, so it looks like they're 4-2.
It's possible. Yeah, they don't. The robots don't signal very well. And which cards they play is not necessarily clear. So I think I'm going to throw a diamond away for now and draw a trump. They have both played high-low, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm going to take the heart finesse now, because there are some times when the spades are 4-2 when I'll be able to pick up the jack. So I'm going to take this finesse, which I expect to lose. But the robot won with the king, and if they'd had king queen, the robot would have won with the queen. They always win with the lowest one, with which they can win. So we know that the queen is here, and so the finesse will work. And they've played clubs. Right, so win the ace. Now I need to get back to my hand. I'm going to have to rough a club. So might get over roughed. I'm going to try roughing with the 10 now. Can't cost. Right. I will try drawing another trump, and that's good. That looks like the trump's a 3-3. I'll the club rough back to my hand will be useful. So That's all right. So now I'm going to take the heart finesse. Expect to work. Ace of hearts, throwing my diamond loser away. Now I can ruff 10 of clubs back to my hand. And now I can see where the ace of diamonds is. Well, it looks like it's offside. The robot normally leaps up with the ace of diamonds. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to just make 4 spades. But I suspect the people in 3 no trumps are making 10 tricks as well. So I suspect I won't get such a good score. Oh, 78%.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
I did 3 no trump, and the computer took me out into 4 spades.
Right. Okay. Yes, so nobody is in 3 no trumps there. The robots took you out and people went.
yes, why? There only one.
I think I went off.
Right.
So why didn't you play your winning pot?
Did I not play?
No.
I threw it away. Oh.
It was there. Yeah, you just left it.
Oh, sorry, that was silly of me.
Yeah, you could have thrown a diamond away.
I was going to say that.
But I threw it. No, did I not make it? Yeah, surely I have to lose 2 diamonds and a heart. So I must have made. I couldn't make more than 10 tricks.
Okay, well you had a winning heart.
Yeah.
Instead of that, you could have played that. You went and dropped your club.
Yeah.
So you could get back to your hand.
Yes, my hearts. The winning hearts were on the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so I could have
So could you not have done something?
thrown
like that?
another diamond.
Yeah.
Yes, and only lost 1 diamond. Yes, yeah, I could have made 4 spades plus 1. We got 100%. Right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. You could have asked that earlier, and I could have asked them to do. Right. Okay. So.
We're going to get good hands like that when we play.
Well, because this is a best hands tournament, so I'm guaranteed nobody will have more points than I do. So when you play these robot tournaments, you are guaranteed to have the best hand at the table. Right. So here I am. I've got a 17-point 3-suited hand, and the robot system the same as in ACOL. You open your 5-card suit, and partner passes as they always do. Right. So the robots come in with 1 spade. I got that sat over him. So the question is, I don't want to sell out to 1 spade. They may only have 9 points. I got 17 points. My partner's not got much. They've got robot normally manages to respond on 5 points, but we've got the distribution. My ace jack of spades has sat over East's spades, but it is a balancing over call, so they may not have too much there. So the question is, am I just going to rebid my clubs, or am I going to bid 2 hearts? Let's see what the robot thinks. The 2 clubs is 6 plus clubs, whereas 2 hearts is 4 hearts, and they think 18 to 22 total points. Well, I've got a void in diamonds, so I'm going to bid 2 hearts, which shows 5 clubs and 4 hearts. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, but he hasn't got. Robot's got hearts, raise me in hearts. They've got spade fits apart. So they've shown probably 8 spades between them, and I've got 4 spades. So hopefully my partner's got 1, and they can rough hearts there in the north hand. So, but certainly I'm not going to bid on. You know, I might make 10 tricks, but remembering that my partner passed originally, they're not going to have the ace of clubs. But if they turn up with the jack of clubs and the queen of spades, then they won't queen of spades, queen of hearts. Then I've got good chances of making 10 tricks. But of course, the robot's going to bid 3 spades, right? So double is for penalties here. So I'm going to see if I can collect some penalties and hope that my partner doesn't pull me to 4 hearts. Right, so don't know how many heart tricks we're going to make, but we may as well start with them. I don't think there's a rush to set up my club tricks. My hearts tricks, are they going to go away? They could go away on diamonds, so I'm going to at some point. Well, it looks like I've probably only got one heart trick to make. Partner probably has 4 hearts as well. Dummy had 4 hearts, and that would mean that East only had 1. So I'm not going to try and cash that. I'm going to set up my club trick, hopefully. Put this, and they may try and throw some clubs on the diamonds now, so I'm going to rough in straight away so I can cash this club trick. I hope. Well, the robot looks like it's trumping, but I'm going to force the robot to rough. Another diamond. Am I going to rough this time? I'm probably only roughing a losing diamond if I rough the diamond. So I'm going to play throw away. And this time it'll be a winning diamond that I rough. Because if I'd roughed the previous time, they would have played low, and the king and queen could still have made separately if they had them. So now I'm going to see if there is another heart trick to make. Thought not. But playing the 7 of diamonds means that I can make my jack of spades now. They would have roughed with the 10. And now, anything to be said for... I don't think my partner's likely to have singleton king of spades. Remember that now that singles at 7. Right, and now the robot should make the rest of the tricks. But they are 2 down, doubled, vulnerable. And that's a good score for me. So that other people didn't. So we forced the robot up to 3 spades, and we got the defense right. So we got a good score out of that. I say, please stop me and ask any questions. On to board 4. We've got a horrible 15 count. So we've got no queens and jacks, but 5-3-3-2 is flat, and it's a flat 15 to 17. It's got 5 cards suit, and the 10 and 9 are in that suit, so I'm not going to devalue it, treat it as 14 points. I'm going to treat it as 15 points, and the robot opens 1 no trump, 15 to 17. And we'll probably get Stayman response from partner. We haven't got a 4-card major. And now we get this horrible 2 no trump. So this says the robot, in the robot system, they can't raise 1 no trump to 2 no trumps as an invitation without a 4-card major, as most people would do in ACOL, because 2 no trumps is a minor suit transfer, I think. So this is the only way they can invite, and they may or may not have a 4-card major. But they've only got 9 points. We've got 15, so we've only got 24, and it's a horrible 24 for playing in no trumps. We're only going to make it if we can set up the diamonds, really, or there turns out to be a long club suited dummy. But I'm not going to bid 3. I'm going to play in 2 no trumps. Oh, it's nice of them. Well, I am going to set up the diamond suit. So we're going to make 5 diamond tricks, however they're distributed. We've only got 1 club trick. 2 spade tricks are 8 tricks. And, well, as soon as they knock out the club, they're going to have 4 club tricks. So I'm going to play heart. Am I going to play heart straight away? Or am I going to try and find out a bit more about the distribution? I'm going to try and find out a bit more about the distribution. So I'm going to play the 5 rounds of diamonds and end in my hand, planning to lead a heart and have to guess whether the ace or the queen is on the left-hand side, because as soon as they've seen dummy now, they've seen the singleton club. So as soon as the robots get in, they're going to play clubs. So I've got one chance at the hearts, really. So I'm going to try and find out some more information about the hand. All I know at the moment is that they passed throughout. Neither of them had enough to open the bidding. So we might look at some high card points as we go.
Can I just say, if I was playing, I would want to play the hearts earlier because I'm worried I won't be able to get back to them if I have got what we want.
Well, it's either, but it's, you've got two hearts in your hand. You only get, you're only going to get one chance to play the hearts, and either it wins or you've got one more heart. You're not going to set up the third round of hearts because they'll have cashed 4 clubs by then, and if they've cashed 4 clubs and 2 hearts, you're down. So yeah, it's
Okay, I've got a question. You've got 5 diamond tricks, right?
Yeah.
In 2 spade tricks.
Yeah.
And 1 club trick. So that's your 8 tricks, right?
Yeah.
So why would you just take it off the top?
because we're playing pairs. So what if I were playing imps, I might do that. In fact, I wouldn't, because I can do this without try without risk for because your scores being compared with everybody else's scores. So if you score 120 and everybody else scores 150, you get 0%.
Right.
Whereas if you get 150 and everybody else gets 120, you get 100%.
But if they get in with the clubs, then you're going to go down, right?
Well, no, I've got the ace of clubs.
Yeah.
So I've
You've only got
yeah,
one. You've only got
yeah,
one
once
club.
I've won the ace of clubs, I've got to cash out.
Yeah.
But because they haven't led club, if they'd led clubs, I'd have to cash my 8 tricks because I would be at risk of going down. But they've led a diamond, so I can do a bit of exploring because I've still got the club stop, and see if that gives me any clues as to how to play the hearts. So we've got 10 diamonds, so they've only got 3, so the jack's going to fall even if they were 3-0. So I'm playing so that I'm going to end up in my hand. See what they discard. That one's discarding a heart, which is normally from length. So there are more hearts in the west hand. So there probably is one of the heart others. They're throwing a low spade. The robots don't signal very much, and the clubs disappeared. It could be that they will throw enough clubs away that it does become safe to play some more hearts. 9 of hearts. That, well, may just be a 3 or 4 to the ace in that hand, because it's unlikely to come down to ace queen, I think, the robot. Another club from there. They haven't thrown enough clubs away yet to make it safe. But this one's thrown a heart now. I can afford 1 round of spades just to see if anything interesting happens. Not really. We haven't seen any high card points. This hand's thrown 2 hearts. This hand's thrown 1 heart. So I'm quite hopeful that this hand's either going to show out or it's going to go up with the ace of hearts, I think. Well, I don't think they would have they've discarded down to queen x of hearts, seeing that in dummy. But on the other hand, if they had the ace, the robot normally jumps up with it. I'm suspecting that both the ace and queen are wrong. It's very difficult to see. They threw 2 hearts. Would they thrown it from 4 to the ace? They might have thrown it from 4 to the ace, but I don't think they'd have thrown it from 4 to the queen. So I'm going to try the king of hearts. I suspect. No, this one had the ace. Right. So we've made our extra heart trick. That's given us 9 tricks. There's no more tricks really to make. All right. So we may as well just claim our 2 more tricks: the ace, the king of spades, and the ace of clubs. We could have tried for another heart, but I don't think it's possible. Right, and then we'll just concede the rest of the tricks, making 9 tricks for 150, which is only 35%, because some 180s and some people bid 3 no trumps. So 150 is the common score, but some people made 180. Both the ace and queen of hearts were right. So if you had played hearts early, you could have done what Sharon wanted to do while you still had entries, assuming they didn't switch to clubs, which it looks like they didn't. But if the robot switched to clubs, he's not making any. He's still only going to be held to 10 tricks, and some people bid 3 no trumps. But I assume that if we could see what happened here at this hand, in the people who made seems like because my hands database is down, so we can't look and see what happened at other tables today. You will be able to if you play this in future. All right, so here we come on to board 5, and we've got a not very nice 12 points with only 2 spades, and we've had 2 passes. Now, if this wasn't a best hand tournament and we were just playing, and I was the 4th hand, I'd been 3 passes round to me, and I had this 12-point hand with only 2 spades, I would pass the hand out, because you should use the rule of 15. If you're the 4th person to speak, if there's been 3 passes round to you, you should add your number of spades to your number of points, and unless that comes to 15 or more, you should pass the hand out, because if it's gone pass, and you can't have many points if your points per spades are less than 15, then the points are pretty evenly distributed around the table. And if that happens, it's the side that has the spades that will win the auction. They'll either get to play the contract at their level, or they'll force you up to another level where you go down. So that's the idea. Because this is a best hand tournament, I actually know that the West robot has 12 or less points. So actually, I know normally at 3rd in hand, you'd open this hand because the next hand might have 20 points. But we know it doesn't. We know it can't have more than 12. So this is as though because of the kind of tournament it is, you can treat this like you were 4th in hand. And although I'm going to pass, and the West robot will pass, and we'll pass the hand out. And we'll see what that is. And that's 50%. Oh, well, nice quick 50. So, yeah. So, partner had spades, opposites does. So if we got to people were allowed to play in 2 spades, did well. People had to go up to 3 spades, didn't. So, that's as I say, the law in an ordinary tournament where it's just dealt by the computer, it applies in the 4th hand. If you had 3 passes, then add your spades to your number of points, and if it's less than 15, pass it out. But you can apply it to earlier hands in a best hands tournament. But it is slightly strange bit of reasoning that only applies in these strange tournaments that are on BDO. So here we are, 9 and 6. We've got a 5, 4, 2, 2, 15 count. And increasingly these days, 5, 4, 2, 2 hands are treated as balanced. I know everybody, when they learned at the classes, was taught, you can't open 1 no trump with 2 doubletons. But people do these days. I think it's probably right. Particularly if you've got a 4-card major, it's nice and easy to get to it. So I'm going to open this hand.
Don't they say that when you do that, you should always have an honour in your double sentence?
There are people who say that.
Yes.
But all right, the robot's bid Stayman. I'm going to tell him I've got 4 hearts, and we're going to play in 4 hearts. The robot has 4 hearts as well. So it's played this way round and to lead. So notice that if the system bid, the robot would have opened 1 diamond on this. This hand would have bid 1 heart. This hand would have raised hearts, and they might 4 hearts would be played from the other hand most of the time. So that's something you might need to take into account when you're planning what you're going to do. So we're going to lose 1 club trick to the ace of clubs. We're going to lose a diamond trick to the ace of diamonds. Obviously got to worry that we might lose a spade trick. Yeah, and we're certainly going to lose at least 1 heart trick, hopefully only 1 heart trick. We're going to have to hope to get rid of our spade trick on the long diamonds. So we're going to have to play a high club here. And this hand's presumably got the ace. Robot doesn't underlead aces very much against suit contracts. A heart lead. Well, I'm quite happy for that to try. I'm going to take a finesse. Now, they've won with the queen, so they may have the king as well, but there is not much I can do about that. If that's the case. Do I want to? I just need to think about which hand I want. I need some entries from somewhere. So entries to dummy are what I need, so I'll play the low heart. I'm going to play another club. Let's hope the queen doesn't get roughed. Right. I'm now I need to play a diamond at some point, throw spades away, but I'm going to need to take another heart. I need a heart finesse to succeed, really. So I'm going to try the heart finesse. It probably isn't going to succeed because this East robot led a heart. So I expect I'm going to be at least 1 down. But if it does lose to this hand, they can't attack spades. But they would remove my diamond entry. Yeah. And I need to get 3 spade discards on the diamonds in order not to have a spade loser if the spade king is in the wrong hand. So I still would be able to get to that hand. I can't afford to ruff a diamond because I need to ruff a spade. So I have to take the heart finesse first.
I'm wondering if West had king, queen, bear.
Yes, West might have king, queen, bear of hearts, but that's against the odds. They had king, queen to 4. Right. I did think that they might have it, but so I'm going down. The question now is who has the ace of diamonds? Because if I think, do I want to finesse this? Because if I take the ace and West has the ace of diamonds, then when West gets in with the ace of diamonds, they'll draw 2 rounds of trumps and then cash their clubs. So what was the auction? The East passed, so there's quite, and then I bid 1 no trump. So West has plenty of room to have the ace of diamonds, as well as the king, queen of hearts. So I think I have to duck this trick to stop them drawing all my trumps. They are drawing 1 round of them, but and I feel that I should have put the jack on the previous round, so I could have had an entry to that hand. But I'm now going to play diamonds. You can try the 10. West does have the ace. I'm getting another round of trumps, so we're going to lose a spade as well. I can't get to rough. Well, they've thrown a diamond. That's interesting. Maybe my diamonds are all going to be good. Throw some spades away to try and encourage them. All right, so I'm going 2 down. I could have got out for 1 down. Ace of spades. And the spade finesse was wrong, so 21%. Presumably people didn't bid 4 spades if they didn't open one no trump. Now, people in 4 spades, everybody was 2 off, but people who opened 1 diamond ended up in 2 hearts. We get a good score, but 4 hearts minus 1 would have been worth 50%, which is what I should have got. All right, we're still in 2nd place, still with 60%. All right, so here we are. 6, 3, 2, 2. There's lots of times when it's worth opening 1 no trump with this sort of hand as well. And here I have got 2 honours. So the robot just bids so much better when you open a no trump than when you open a suit contract. So I'm going to try 1 no trump here. It did work well last week.
Or what if you weren't playing against the robot, if you were just playing like here with us, would you still open 1 no trump?
Playing a strong no, well, I'd open, if I were playing weak no trump, I'd open this 1 no trump for sure.
Okay.
Because I've got those 2 honours and the majors. It shuts out them. They can only bid their major at the 2 level then. Because if I open 1 diamond, West's got an easy overcall. If they got 5 hearts and 5 spades, it's easy for them to bid 1
So
heart.
even though you've got 6 diamonds, you wouldn't open the diamonds?
No, not with this hand, not with those doubleton honours in the major suits. Opening 1 no trump here stops them having an easy overcall. It has a preemptive value, and I've got 8s, 9s, and 10s in the hand. It's a no trump type hand. So I'm not saying all 6, 3, 2, 2 hands you should open 1 no trump in range, but this one is quite good, as I say. Otherwise, they're going to be. West could easily find a major suit bid. They might still find one. Robots play something called Capiletti, but I'm going to open this 1 no trump, even though it's only 14 points, because it's quite a nice 14. And there we are. Well, the North robots bid 3 no trumps straight away. This means that it doesn't have a 4-card major, because they always use Stayman if they've got a 4-card major. So we're going to hopefully get a heart lead and make a spade and a heart. We'll need to make 6 diamonds and 1 club to make the contract by the looks of it. Partner may have honours in the majors as well, but we're going to pass and see where we're at. Right, so there we go. Nice clubs, 6 clubs. We hope to make 6 club tricks. And those 2 aces is 8. And there's chances of making a second spade trick with the 10 there if the ace captures that. The thing to notice is that if East gets the lead and the ace of hearts is in the West hand, East can lead hearts through my king. But if West gets the lead and plays hearts, I'm bound to make a trick. So West is the safe hand. I can safely lose a trick to West, and they can't attack hearts without giving me a trick. I don't want to lose a trick to East. So what I can do is I can afford to take 2 finesses in diamonds. I can lead the 9 of diamonds and play low. And if West wins the jack, they still can't attack hearts without giving me my 9th trick. So I can, and if I get back in, if they play clubs again, I can take another finesse and try and capture the king. And even if it loses to the king, they still can't attack hearts without giving me the 9th trick. And the diamonds will be set up if they both followed. So I'm going to, because I've got 8 diamonds, they've only got 5. So if they both follow to 2 rounds, they've only got 1 left. With clubs, I've got 9, so they've got 4. So unless they're 4-0, the clubs will be good from the top. If they are,
Likely that it's 4-0 because would we have then known from the 9?
no. The robots very often lead from short suits. But if they are 4-0, yeah, then I'm going to win. When I win with a high card, the East doesn't follow. I've got still have 2 clubs in my hand, and I can take 2 finesses against the Jack and the 10, so I can still pick up all the suit. So I'm going to play the ace. They followed, so the clubs are all going to be good now. They've only got 2 left, and I've got the king and queen. So now I can take the diamond finesse. The real worry is that West will switch to a spade. And I need West to have one of the king or queen then, so that East can't get in. The Jack of diamonds, that's good. So even if this diamond loses, right, so all my diamonds are good now. They've only got 3 left, and the 9 went from dummy, so these are the top 3, or the top 5 in fact. So they cashed their ace of hearts, as they had to, otherwise they weren't going to make it at all. King of hearts, we know all my diamonds are good, we know all dummy's clubs are good, and the ace of spades is good. So the jack of spades will go away on a long club from dummy. So I'm going to make the rest of the tricks. So I can claim.
Well done.
+2. And that's 85%. So there are everybody was in 3. Some couple of people went down. They mustn't have played safely, but lots of people not in 3-no trumps. 3-no trumps played by South. Yes, all played by the same hand. Don't know if I had a different bidding sequence and got a different lead. Unfortunately, the My Hands database in BBO is down today, so we can't see what happened at those other tables. So last hand, I'm equal first with 63.8%. Yeah, partners opened a weak 2 in spades. The robot doesn't do it if it's got. It would do it if it had 4 clubs, but not if it had 4 diamonds or 4 hearts, which seems stupid to me. But yeah, the 4 other people applied the 4 hearts one, but they'd be quite happily opening 2 spades with diamonds. So they got a weak hand with spades. We need to look at what we've got. We've got the ace-x of spades, so we've got 8 spades between us. We don't. Let's say partner can have quite a weak suit in spades, or they can have quite a strong suit. But we got 3 hearts. We could easily have 3 heart losers between the 2 hands. The clubs are good. Maybe we can bring them in, but with diamonds are not great. There's no reason to think we can make game on this, even though we got 14 points. So if you were playing August, as most ACOL players do, there'll be no point in bidding 2-no trumps here, because even if partner shows a good 2-spade bid, you're not sure of making either 3-no trumps or 4 spades. So you may as well just play in 2 spades. What the robot plays here is that if you bid 2-no trumps, it asks North to show a feature to show where they got some cards, where they got a high card and outside of the suit. And once again, that still won't really help you know whether you can make 4 spades or 3-no trumps. And it's very unlikely that you can. So I'm going to pass 2 spades. We do know, so partner's got quite a nice spade suit and he's got the king of clubs. They've led the queen of diamonds through my king, so the ace will be over here. And they're going to make, probably, they can see 3 diamonds here. They can't, remember, this is, the south hand is now the dummy, and the north hand here is the one they can't see. what I want to encourage them to do is to play a third round of diamonds, not to switch to hearts. Because if they switch to hearts, they'll make the 2 diamonds and the 2 hearts. Then I'll get in. I can probably draw trumps, and I'll make 9 tricks. If the spades are 4-1, I might only make 8 tricks, or if they get a club ruff. But so the way I'm going to play in diamonds has got to be to try and encourage them to carry on with them, or to switch to hearts and then not switch back to diamonds. So those are the 2 alternatives. I want to try and find a way of persuading them not to cash their 4 red card. So I think I could either play low, and then I'll play another round, and then the 10 will appear here, and that will probably persuade them to change. I think I'm going to try and persuade them they've only got 1 diamond trick, and they should try and take 3 heart tricks. So I'm going to put the king of diamonds on and throw the 10 from the north hand. See if that persuades them to switch to hearts. Did. All right, and see, let's hope. But they come back to diamonds, as I thought they might. So he cashes the ace of hearts to tell the partner that they can cash the king of hearts. So they cash their 4 heart tricks. So now it's just a case of trying not to lose 4 spade tricks. So you notice that we had 6 spades and 2, so we got 8 spades. So they've got 5 between them. And if either of them has 5 spades to the jack, they're going to make a trick or 2. If the spades are 4-1 and the jack's in the hand with 4 of them, I can only pick them up if they're in the west hand. But it's a rather complicated way of picking them up as well. I'll need to be able to cash 3 rounds of clubs. But there is a way of doing it if there are 4 clubs to the jack in this hand. But I'll only find that out on the 2nd round of trumps. So I'm going to play king of spades. Right, so they're 3-2. Now, I think they would have got the club ruff if they were ruffing clubs. So I'm going to come back to hand with the club and draw the last trump. And now all my hands good. I'm going to make the 9 tricks, and I've avoided being in game. So I make +1, which is not very good. Do they do it at other tables? No, I can't. Now I can't see the last hand, and I won't be able to see the tournament results, unfortunately, because the My Hands database is down. So I think that's the right thing to do. I don't know what they did at other tables, whether they've been no trumps or something. But I hope you all found that interesting.
Thank you, Paul.
What I really want to know is, do I take it too slowly when I'm saying, counting up, we've got 8, they've got 5, and how many have gone? Am I making that? Do you want? Is that too easy? Is that that and think get on to the next thing? Or
No, it's not too easy. No.
no, right? Okay, so I will keep that level of explanation. So it's generally. Yeah, right. Right. Okay, I'm going to stop recording now, but I will just ask you questions.